Well, in our particular story, all we heard about was that there was a hurricane off the coast of Corpus Christi, and I was meeting up with two other guys down there, and we were going to go scuba diving. But because of the hurricane, our plans got canceled on the way to Corpus Christi, and we stopped off in San Antonio and happened to use the phone of this mutual friend, and sure enough, everything was canceled. And she says, well, I have a bunch of my girlfriends that will be over here today, and just being a couple guys with nothing else to do on Labor Day weekend, we hung around. And Marilyn just happened to come in much later in the day, and that's where we first met.
Now, let me just interject a few things here.
The other side.
Mutual friend
I'd
had
taken out
actually gone out with Dawn, and she was my best friend too, and still is. So the funny part of this is, I knew about Dawn before ever having gotten there because of the letters I received from this mutual friend.
It was definitely love at first sight, and I told the guy I was with after meeting Marilyn that I was going to marry her.
I actually said to my best friend who had been dating him, I said, hey, he's great, hang on to him. So that didn't quite happen, thank goodness. But
I had different plans, so. I was just quite thankful that we did have that first date. On the lighter side, when I called her up after having met her Labor Day weekend, I called her up and I said, hi, this is Dawn. And there was dead silence on the other end of the phone line, and she says, Dawn who? So it was kind of, well, you know, I met you at, oh, okay. And I said, would you like to, I'm going into Dallas this weekend, would you like to go out? And she said, well, which night? And I said, both, you know. So anyway, it was the start of a wonderful romance and wonderful time of dating and courtship. To this day, I still get a little teary-eyed, and I still do at weddings because I remember our wedding so much. But just literally seeing my bride walk down the aisle, absolutely the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I just felt so blessed. So it will be 39 years in May, and we're still on our honeymoon. So.
I think I have come to realize, for me, the secret is really being grateful every day that God gave you this gift. Every day we start out praying and thanking God that He brought this spouse into our life. It really is so special.
From the first days, I've always said that God put the two of us together because in Marilyn, I see a Christ-like unconditional love, and that's just a glimpse of heaven. I think that the illustration of the triangle, where you have the spouse on the lower two corners and you have Christ at the top of the triangle, and that as we grow closer to Christ, we grow closer to each other. And I think that particularly when we both got into Bible study fellowship and we learned more about Christ, and obviously our strength grew during that period, but our love has just continued to grow as we've grown closer to the Lord.
Instead of trying to change my husband, which I think I did probably the first 20, 30 years of marriage, that He wanted me to change myself. What could I do to make myself attractive on the inside as well as the outside to really be a better mother, be a better daughter, be a better spouse, and a better lover. So, I think the best advice I ever got about marriage is going by the book. Open God's Word, read it together, pray together, and learn what He says about love and marriage. And really try to put the other one's needs before yourself. And love lavishly. Do little things behind the scenes for your spouse. Just love radically, like they say, and be forgiving.
I feel like that when you start having children, that you outwardly express your feelings towards your bride in front of your children. You know, whether it be a hug in the morning or a kiss goodbye or anything else, because there's such immense security that the children will have knowing that their parents not only are role models, but they're secure in their marriage.